All right, what's up, everybody? This is Wade over at the Public House. Got another artist interview series here with a Shadow of Jaguar joining us tonight. These guys are a Crested Butte favorite. Played a few times here and have sold out, I believe, both times or three times that you guys have played. So yeah, we got Brian and Andrew. How are you guys doing?
Good, man.
How you doing?
So far, so good.
Cool. You guys are not in the same place. Where are you guys?
I'm in Brooklyn still.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Colorado. I'm holed up in Aspen. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, I guess one of the things I was just in getting to talk to you guys and figure out some stuff to talk about. Your bio is a Shadow of Jaguar is a rock and roll duo, and that's all you need to know. Stop talking, which today we're talking about it. So doesn't give anybody a lot of information. So what do you guys? When did you guys start? What's your? I don't know. How'd you get this thing going?
Started in 2015,
Something like that.
And then we did several bios to get to that one. But after a while, like we were talking about when we were having the conversation, it was like, can you? One of us came up with the idea of like, can you think of a band bio that really like just blew you away? A band bio that you read and were like, hell yeah, I need to go see that. And not really. Most of them are like, we formed in this year and he met through this and that and that. And like, is your music good? That's really all that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right. There's no, bios are weird. They're, they're all very different, but yeah, I like that one. I thought it was cool. But I think there is something to knowing, like, I don't know, who people are. And I think as people, especially, you guys have a growing following, it's, people want to know, but at the same time, maybe they don't care. Maybe it's just come to the show, rock and roll and go home and who cares,
It's like we wanted people to ask, right? Like rather than put all that information on the first page, like have somebody like the music and then be like, oh, where are you from? Like, how long have you been doing that? It's a lot nicer to do it as a conversation as opposed to like, oh, go consult our bio.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And so it looks like we got Gene hopping on here.
What's up, man?
Gene.
How we doing?
How goes it?
How you guys doing?
Excellent.
Oh, man.
Is that an afro you got going there?
We were just talking about how it kind of looks like an afro. It's actually a hat, but I wish it was an afro now. Now I got to work.
Nice.
Different look.
Get an afro these days. Is that illegal now?
No, I think it's awesome.
I think it's fine.
Gotta work on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome Gene. He's part of the Public House as well. And we were just talking to Gene about, where these guys got going. Their limited bio information, online information about who they are doesn't give us much to work with as fans and people.
Yeah.
Just starting that out, talking about where these guys started. So you guys started 2015, and Brian, you play guitar.
Yes.
Right? And then Andrew, you're on drums. And that's it. Just drums and guitar.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. It worked out well.
Yes.
Real simple.
Your setup's a little more complicated than just a guitar and a single guitar amp, though, right?
It splits to a bass amp and guitar amp, and it's it's become like a cliche for duos. I don't know if there's like a couple good like band Instagram accounts that just make fun of things that bands do, and one makes fun of duos, and it was like, who needs a bassist when you can just split the feed off to a bass amp and it hit like really close to home.
Yeah, well, you can do that like any other trick. You can do it wrong and you can do it right, and I think you guys do it correctly, which is a huge part of it. I remember the first time I saw you guys, I like climbed up on the stage and was like, what is he doing up here?
Yeah.
It drove me to adding, I keep looking down at my own pedal board. I added like a OC, I think it's an OC30, the Boss pedal.
Yeah.
To do the same thing. I was like, oh, if it's ever just me and the drummer, we'll just split it out. But I learned really quickly that it's a specific skill.
You have to once you dial it, like you have to just leave it. That was the one thing I really struggled with. Once I got it where I wanted it, the musician in you is like, oh, you could probably tinker some more and try this, and you just have to like leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing about, I mean, live, you know, I come from like a studio background, which I ended up hating really because it's that constant tweaking, you know, when you're in the studio, you can go forever and just tweak it out as, you know, just over and over. But live, you set it, you start the show, you're going, it's on, you know.
That's what Andrew's really good at, the studio stuff. He's the one who's like, we needs a little like high mid, and for me it's just like all lost in the wash, and he's like really good about that stuff.
Totally.
Just tinkering forever, tinkering my life away.
Yeah.
On Pro Tools.
Yeah. Wade does a lot of that with our editing our recorded shows, I think. The mixes.
Yeah, no, I still do it, but that's like the work part of it for me, and then the fun part is live, which, you know, kind of getting into where we are right now, we can't do that at all. So, you know, it's been a whole thing for a lot of musicians. Are you guys currently, before we started recording, we were talking about, you know, kind of tours being shifted back and all that stuff. Are you guys, even being in Colorado and New York, are you guys still able to like do anything together? Are you like writing anything, working on anything? How's that going?
Yeah, we're recording a bunch. Andrew's been like, we've been sending tracks back and forth, and I literally have a microphone in my closet.
Nice.
So even when we were in the city, both together during quarantine, you can't really do much. You can't get together and play. All of our shows that we had booked pretty much got bumped back. So we were like, well, what are we going to do at the time? So we're like, let's just work on recording. And we had a bunch of material kind of backlogged that I just hadn't gotten around to working through yet. So now we're just kind of taking the time to really like work through all the new material. Brian's been doing a ton of writing. He'll just send me stuff and then I'll tinker forever. And so hopefully we can come up with a new album or at least some new singles out of this whole thing.
Nice. Do you guys, when you guys write stuff, is it, you know, with the live show in mind, or is the album kind of a different animal? You know what I mean? Like something that you record and you put it out and then you play it live and it is what it is, or is that a different kind of thing for you guys?
It's changed over time, right? It started out that we were just writing bangers that we thought we could like really throw a cool live show to, and now it's become more of like a craft, or like doing things that are kind of out of our league. And there's a little bit of that on. There was a lot more of that on Different Brain, and then this next album is like even further down the trough of like things that we wouldn't normally do, and things that we're like, you know, experimenting with stuff that just is out of our element, which is fun. I mean, it keeps it fresh and new and stuff, but, you know, you make 3 albums in the same song.
Yeah. I think we started out with that ethos of we wanted everything to be able to be played live. And then I think it just naturally evolved to all of a sudden, you know, I think we just became more skilled in like the studio, and as far as making records, I think, you know, being on our 3rd record, you learn a lot through it. So I think it just naturally evolved that way. And we definitely had the conversation like, should we, you know, not put this keyboard part on because we're not going to be able to play it live. But at the end of the day, it's just try to make as good music as you can and not hold yourself back. So.
Yeah, and you can always get a organ or a synthesizer pedal for Brian over there.
Yeah.
We were thinking about one of those the foot synths that Moog has, but those things,
Yeah.
They're fun, they're cool, but like first of all, I couldn't afford one to save my life, but I also couldn't figure out the coordination. I'm terrible at anything foot oriented. None of that stuff fits me.
Brian doesn't have enough going on stage. He needs keyboards. He needs more.
Right.
Yeah, somehow incorporate the keys into the guitar as well. Keep it interesting.
He'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's awesome you guys are still doing. We were talking with Roosevelt Collier the other day, and, you know, just about the idea that right now the cool, you know, maybe a positive to take. I mean, I think there's a lot of positives, but one of them for artists and musicians right now, everybody's stuck at home with nothing else to do but write and tinker and create, and, you know, without any of the other, like literally no other distractions pretty much. And so there, you know, you would think there's going to be this wave of just new music coming out here in the next like month or two, all this quarantine, you know, EPs, albums, whatever, that are probably going to be pretty amazing.
Everybody have a quarantine album.
Totally. 2020 quarantine albums. That's what it's going to be.
You think there's going to be an anthology in the future of like, these were all the albums made in quarantine, and these are the greatest hits in quarantine?
Yeah,
Probably.
I'm sure there will be.
Hot Jams 2020.
Yeah, quarantine. Hot Jams 2020, the quarantine edition.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I wanted to play Whoop There It Is when we started this, but I forgot.
Yeah.
And
The next cat night we'll do Whoop There It Is.
Yeah.
yes, that's something you guys do here for sure. That we have this crew here that is all about that. Do you guys do that is that a thing here locally for us in Crested Butte? How did that come about? Yeah.
It's exclusively Crested Butte.
All right.
Because the first show was with Alex's band, which at the time was Tiger Electric.
Right.
Yeah.
And somebody made the joke about like, oh, it's 2 cat bands, and somebody said Cat Night, and we were like, perfect, it's Cat Night. And then the next time they had a different name, but we're like, no, it's still Cat Night. And then, the snowball effect, it just kept going, and Cat Night's now a legendary thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing here for sure. I remember the last show I was at kind of managing the venue, and at the door, and these girls in cat suits came up, but they didn't have tickets. And they're like, and it was totally sold out. Like, we're like turning people away all night. And all these girls in cat suits were like, no, but we're the cat girls that were supposed to be on stage. Like, we're doing this. I was like, well, I haven't talked to the band. They're already playing. I don't know what you're like. I don't, just because you showed up as a cat doesn't mean you get it. It was a whole thing. And eventually I did let them in, and I think they did get on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought they had tickets already. For the show, I saw the message that was like, they're not letting us in. What the hell? And I was like, I don't know.
I think that's one of our only shows that we have featured dancers on the subwoofers.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that here for us, we get, we're, Colorado Mountain Town, big thing is like a lot of bluegrass, a lot of jam bands, Grateful Dead cover bands do really well in here. You guys are completely different than that, but have sold out every time, which is awesome because there's clearly there's a group of people in this town that just loves just rock and roll and just let's rock out and do this. And it's, I think we had our first stage dive here with you guys. I'm pretty sure the first show.
Some crowd surfing for sure.
That was the one where Andrew crowd surfed to the bar, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did. All the way to the bar and back.
That was awesome. It's the first and only time that's ever happened in this room.
Yeah.
You have video from the last one?
Did we have one in the last one? Maybe we did. I
remember crowd surfed in my underwear, and then someone afterwards was like, that's all on camera, right? And I was like, oh, Jesus.
I'll look back at the footage. I'll send that over to you.
Solid string of people just getting passed back.
Part of me wants that for history, but also wants nobody to see that. It's a special thing. But I do know this because I'm curious. It probably looks terrible.
Now that we've talked about it, I have all that footage somewhere on a hard drive, so I'll look at it and we'll get that out to the people immediately because that's clearly what they need right now.
What they need.
Oh man, yeah, I appreciate how rowdy it gets in there when you guys play. It's I think we're part of a larger organization that has restaurants in different areas, and we had one of the GMs of the restaurant visiting, and he came down for your show, and you could just see, he's from England, like an English bar, and he came in and he was like, what? This is not how we roll at the other bar.
That's awesome.
Word ethereal or ethereal or something. He was like, I can feel the sweat. I was like, yeah, everyone's sweating.
The energy is really good too, though. There was a moment there, at the last show, it was getting really rowdy, and some of the dancers were getting pushed.
Yeah.
And we calm it down for a second, but everybody kind of got it. It was a kind of a nice thing.
Yeah.
It's a really nice, a kind anger, I guess would be the way to describe it. You can tell everybody has that pit in their stomach that they want to just go into a mosh pit and let it out, but also they don't want to punch anybody in the face. They just want to play around a little.
That's Crested Butte.
Awesome.
No,
I'm sorry. Did I punch you in the nose?
safe danger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is. It's not like it's not just straight anger. It's kind anger. That's a good way to put it.
I think
that's
one of our
probably-
homies got like launched onto the stage, knocked over your mic at one point, if I remember correctly. And then we're all like, dude, and he was like, all right, I'll calm down. You said something like, this is why we can't have nice things or something along those lines.
But yeah, like immediately he was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's cool, man. Like, don't worry.
Yeah.
I've been that guy before. Don't worry. I've been that guy before, and I get it.
Yeah, we've all been there.
That was like when we played Belly Up, and we played Belly Up once, and we trashed the stage. And I felt bad. The sound guy came on, and he was like a friend of ours. He's like, I wish you told me you were gonna do that before I forget what it was. He's like, before I put like $5,000 worth of mics on the drum kit, and I was like, oh, sorry.
At the same time, he should have known.
He should have known. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen us before.
I think the guilt followed up in me that like I couldn't afford to replace even one of those microphones, and I was like, oh God, please don't say anything.
Yeah. Nice. So what is the next scheduled show that you guys have that hasn't been pushed? Is there like
I think it's you guys. So we had a June tour that was around the Crested Butte date. The date, like, it's still TBD because it's just everything's so changing every day. But we had to push the tour itself was supposed to go all the way to the Northwest and back. That part has got to be pushed. Now we're figuring out what's, technically it's June and with you guys, but we got to see how, people get better, if we're allowed to leave the house.
yeah.
Who the hell knows?
We're tentatively scheduled right now for June 20th, which could be okay. I mean, we've all play it by ear, and we were talking before we started kind of recording this thing about we might only be able to get 50 people, but I feel like you guys could pull off a 50-person rager in here. That
if we do a 50-person show, I'm mouth kissing every one of those 50 people.
I think if we put that on the ticket link, we'll sell out, and by the way, man.
Right, since ticket includes a kiss from Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to do a price for like tickets $49 and $50.
Yeah, right.
Those guys are really getting the short end of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever the county allows us to do at that stage,
Yeah.
Yeah,
See
and for you, Brian, in Brooklyn, like, I mean, New York's obviously been, hit super hard. It's insane. It seems, just from what I see, but
Yeah,
is it as crazy as it seems?
the panic has kind of passed. Like, at first, the grocery stores were like wild. Like, there was nothing on the shelves. There were crazy lines, and like it was really tense, and people didn't really have masks. And that's kind of subsided now. Now it's kind of gone to almost a normality. Like, every store has like 6-foot markers on the checkout lines, and they put like plexiglass in front of you and the cashier, that kind of stuff. Like, it's still there. Everybody's still in masks and like giving evil eyes to the people without masks and stuff. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's kind of like everybody's reached this normal level of like, all right, well, I guess this is what we do now. Like, there's lines out. You have to wait in line outside the grocery store because the grocery stores have capacities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we have that too, but here we don't ever, it's just so small here. It's such a different thing. Like, there is capacity. I have not had to wait outside once.
Yeah.
Only ever like 4 people in the store, no matter what.
Store bouncer would be a thing.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe that's a new industry.
I think we got to start like an agency that specializes in grocery store bouncers, not bouncers, grocery store bouncers.
I like how everyone has forgotten how to wave. There's like this weird tension between everybody, and you're like, even if you're like 12 feet away from somebody, just can't get a wave out of them. They're all like, just trying to. Yeah.
That's
Shit done.
it's finger pointing season.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, you.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, guy?
I felt like I today I was walking my dog, and I mean, outside when I'm outside, I'm walking my dog. I'm not wearing a mask because I'm like, it's fresh air. I'm not getting close to anybody, and here there's nobody around anyway. This guy was like, I mean, bundled up, like couldn't see, glasses, mask, jacket, whatever. And I'm probably 20 feet away from him, and he's still like walked probably another 20, like all the way to the other side of where I was. And it was the weirdest thing. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? This is fine. Like, there's no way that anything we're doing right now is not fine. But he seemed very, very tense about the whole
Maybe he had it.
Maybe he did. Maybe he was looking out for me, and maybe I'm just being a dick about it.
Yeah.
He's a very strong motivator.
So, well, yeah. So I guess what else is there musically? Getting back to the music, less on the coronavirus.
I've been. We were talking about that before. I've been DJing. I tried to do it every night, and then I realized I was running out of vinyl. I don't have like my collection's not that deep. For the first week, it was awesome, and then like after a while, I was like, oh shit, I got to play this over again. Like, well, this song's really good, so I'm just gonna keep playing that.
Right.
Like Zoom DJing
On Instagram Live, just like, and then delete it right afterwards. If people pop in, great. If they don't, whatever.
Nice.
I was getting.
Andrew, are you doing anything online at all like that, or?
I've been sort of off the grid, so to speak. So mostly just been working on the new music and mixing and editing a lot, and just trying to stay off of the social media and the news and all that stuff. Kind of just getting away from it. It's been a good break. So.
Yeah, and I think that's the hard. I had gotten off of all social media for like a year. And then now with this, like just being online, being home, I'm like kind of back on it. And, I play guitar too. So I've like posted some stuff, and, it's interesting though. I feel like a lot of people are probably more on it than they've ever been, which is probably not a good thing in a long-term sense, but it's like all that people have. So what are you going to do? And then other people like yourself are like, now I'm out of it. I'm this, it's kind of a crazy thing too.
It just became too much. It was just too much all the time, bombardment with information, and causes anxiety, and just it was just too much negativity also. So
Good for the brain and the soul.
Yeah.
I think we're going to find out in like 2 decades. They're like, remember all those years you were on social media? Like, turns out that gives you like stress cancer or whatever.
Actually, that's not, I was listening to a thing yesterday, a podcast with this doctor, neurologist person, that genetically, like when we're on social media and something like negative happens, whether someone like comments negatively to something, or, even if we just don't feel like we're part of like the whatever's going on, it induces like the flight or fight response in like our actual, brain, our chemistry, everything. But we're just sitting at home looking at a screen and getting this weird like adrenaline, cortisol levels increased, all kinds of weird stuff. So like you're not far off. Like I think that is actually what's happening to people.
It can't be good that you can control that too. Like that you can go for you can look at your phone for a dopamine fix real quick. It like devalues it, right? Like I'm going to look at sunsets and I'm like, yeah, I've seen that before. Like that can't be good for you.
No. And that, I think that's the interesting thing about like what's happening now with music, because we can't do it live. Like for me, the live experience of music has always been the thing. That's where you are in it. You're there playing it, watching it, being in the crowd, whatever. But now we can't do that. So now we have to do it online. So like, will that translate to that as well, where it's even more undervalued, where someone just clicks on your stuff, and if within like not even a second, they're like, oh, nope, this isn't what I wanted to hear. Like move on, it's crazy.
I think they do that already.
They do, but like now that that's the only option, that's the only option, maybe that changes. I don't know.
That Spotify streams are down and all of this. That like I would have thought they would go up just because people don't have anything to do, but that like because people are home with social media and all the like Netflix and all that stuff, like they're not just sitting there listening to music, they're going the step further of like it's either a music video or a movie or something else, some other kind of engaging thing. I mean, we haven't seen like a crazy influx, but also we're not getting millions and millions of streams, right? I'm sure the big players are the ones that see the big change.
Totally. Well, I heard today that Netflix is up 16 million viewers or 16 million subscribers in the last month, which is like double what anybody thought, even when this started.
Crushing it.
So that's not. They were like, that's not even including all the people that share accounts and hack accounts and like all that. So like, it's most likely half of the world, like 4.5 billion people or whatever, are on Netflix right now watching.
I'm surprised they haven't gotten better about like cracking down on sharing, because I bootleg a lot of those streaming services from friends. I bought one and shared that with friends who then gave me their, Amazon, Hulu, whatever it is.
Totally.
For now, it's working.
Yeah, there's 2 billion people watching Tiger King.
That could be good. Like, those are the trashiest people in the world. And
Oh my god.
That's why Spotify's numbers are down. Everybody's too busy watching Tiger King. Nobody's listening.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like I know that fucking Carol Baskin song more than I know like some of my favorite bands' new music.
Right.
And it can't be good.
No, it can't. And that's the thing, I keep talking about, here too, and talking about with you guys coming in June. Like, I feel like when it starts where we can have people in again, people are there's gonna be a need so badly in people to come out and do that, not only for the social aspect of it, but just for that visceral live experience of music, that I think it is going to be really cool. Like we could rock out a 50-person show and it'll be the highest energy show we've ever had, because people will be so deprived of that and then need it. And maybe right now they're not listening to it online because it's not as, it's not as visceral for them. But when it comes back, I think it could be really cool.
I think it's going to be a lottery that first weekend that everybody's allowed to go back out, right? Everyone's going to go back out. But the band that has a show booked that weekend is going to be the biggest like lotto win you've ever had. Like it might not be a gig, but like the fact that you're playing a gig that weekend is going to be the sickest gig you've ever played.
Right.
God, I hope it's that weekend now.
I would love it if the June 20th works out for here. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
We can make that.
Yeah,
work.
I mean, we have people that would come, whether it was bluegrass or DJ or whatever wide variety of music. There's certain crew of people in this town that like would come 2 to 3 shows if we had them every week. That's just part of like their budget and that's part of their life, and they do it every single time. So I can imagine how those certain fans or attendees are feeling right now, and they're going to be hyped to go back out and just while out with t-shirts and
What are you guys listening to these days?
Oh man, I took a hard left turn from what I was listening to, and now I'm listening to Grammatic a lot, and like
Nice.
kind of like breakbeat DJs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I went this other way and have been playing a bunch of acoustic guitar and listening to a bunch of like singer-songwriter folk, like sad dudes singing about love.
Yeah, this is the time for that.
Yeah, man. What about you guys? What's your favorite stuff at the moment?
What do you got, Andrew?
Oh, I don't even know. I haven't been listening to music. I've just been watching Tiger King.
Exactly.
I've been big on the dub reggae lately. A lot of Lee Scratch Perry.
Nice.
Been doing a bunch of hip hop. You know Czarface? He's like his name's Esoteric. So it's a couple of guys that have been in the game for a while got together and made Czarface. Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang does it. They did an album with MF Doom, but it's like, so it's in that whole MF Doom scene where like it's a cartoon character that's rapping as like this villain. Oh man, it's awesome.
Nice.
I like the artwork on it.
Yeah, it's like it's all cartoon, and like I think that their merch now they sell like the album and the cartoon to accompany the album or something like that.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Action Bronson.
I think they have a track with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a listen.
There's a random, like, one of our, just like you said, like our people that come to every show. I swear to God, every time he walks in this room, he's like, "Hey man, when are you gonna get Action Bronson in this room?" What? Sure, man.
Yeah.
130
As soon as Johnson wants to give up playing like 3,000 capacity rooms, yeah, he'll
Yeah.
Totally. But it's every time, without fail, every time. And I don't know if it's
ask him to front the bill. You know, like, listen, you pay his guarantee, and I'll give him the stage.
and maybe I'm just assuming based on the dudes consistently asking me that and his whole persona that like he can't do that. But maybe he can. Maybe I just haven't asked the question.
He might just be loaded and you would never guess. Listen, next time throw it out there because you might be sitting on a gold mine there.
Right?
Like, oh yeah, like I got $2 million right now. What does he want?
Absolutely.
Those are my favorite characters that come in every single show and say the thing repetitively about like.
That's like the guy that I kicked out of the second show that was at the third show, and we were like, "Hey, what's up, man? Like, how's it going?"
Yeah, we do that a lot. People get dragged out, and then a week later, we're like, "What's up, buddy? How you doing?" Like, it's all good.
All right, cool.
You're just kicked out for tonight. Like, come back later, but
you respawn in a couple days.
yeah, yeah.
That's why we love Crested Butte.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had any real permanent 86s.
I had a girl that 86'd herself without me knowing. She did something at one of the shows where she got kicked out. I didn't even know about it. And then 2 months later, she texted me and was like, "Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you for so long, and I haven't been to the public house since. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so like, please let me know it's okay to come back." And I'm like, "Hey, you're fine. I didn't even know that happened." Like, as far as anyone that works here is concerned, like, you could have come back an hour later probably.
Yeah.
You 86 yourself. Just
also didn't know that happened.
There are much worse things that occur in there.
hilarious.
Yeah, New York is the kind of place where like they'll kick you out and tell you you're 86, but they just won't remember you in 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
For life, but if you come back just like and put your hood down, they'll be like, "Yeah, come on in."
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
sweet guys, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. We're gonna post this up online, let people hear our conversation. I think it'll be cool for people if they're not. If hopefully they're done with Tiger King, they're looking for something else to watch.
I think most people, I would hope, geez.
Right?
I mean, I watched it.
Sister told me there's like another episode coming out or something.
I
Oh,
think
they
it
must have.
the one with Joel, what's his name from Talk Soup? It's like a recap almost. He like interviews a couple of the people, not everybody, but like he interviews them, and it's okay. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I watched it the second it came out. Don't worry.
Nice.
I crushed Tiger King in like 4 days.
Yeah.
I'm
Now like finding a ton of Nazi stuff. Like Hunters is on Amazon, which is where like they go hunt Nazis. Or like it's just setting into me like how much Nazi material we are accustomed to. Like every 4 to 5 months, there's a new Nazi TV show, Nazi movie. Like, listen, we were reporting through it. It's like there's a ton of them. Man in the High Castle, like Glorious Bastard. It's all there, guys.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit, right? There's always a new Nazi movie or show. But Hunters is good because it's like it delivers. Like you see a lot of Nazis get revenge on the Nazis. It feels really nice. Like some other ones, it's just kind of sad.
Steve, ultimate villain.
You
No.
know. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much, and we'll keep everybody posted on this June 20th TBD Shadow Show at the Public House.
Yeah.
Certainly possible as we sit here today, and hopefully we get all the it's another cat night here. Just cat girls, buy your tickets, wear your costumes, it's all good, and we'll hope for that.
It's 50 people. I'm making it worth all 50 of their whiles.
Exactly. Brian is on record. This is all going on for everybody.
Yeah. You know what? Wait, put me on record again. We're playing this clip at the show.
On the big screen.
On the big screen, yeah. All those monitors that every time I walk in, you guys are like, "Hey, please don't touch these monitors."
Absolutely, man. It'll be weird. Yes, let's do this. We're planning on it. As of right now, we're planning on it, and we'll hope for the best. And I think it's gonna be worth everybody's while to do it.
Hell yeah! Thank you guys so much. This is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys, and take care. Be well. Be safe.
You
Hopefully-
too.
Healthy.
You guys be safe.
Right on. Later.
Attention, I forgot